Hello, welcome to this Pilates class. You don't need any special equipment for this workout, but you will need either a small cushion or a rolled up towel or blanket for when we're in sideline and possibly for when you're on your back in the relaxation position. We're going to start the class today in a nice neutral position. So just take a moment to have your feet roughly hip width apart and stand nice and tall. Elongate that spine and just allow your arms to hang long and loose in front of you. Think about balancing your weight over your knees, over your pelvis, and your ribs should settle nicely over your pelvis. And take a nice deep breath in and exhale. First exercise we're doing is tennis ball rising. This is going to mobilize your knees and your ankles. We start by transferring our weight onto our tiptoes and pulling those heels up, come back down into standing, and then bend your knees before rising. So you're coming up onto your tiptoes, down, bend your knees. Send those knees over the ankles, over the toes, come back up, down. Bend the knees, bend the ankles. From the side, it looks like this. We're coming up onto our tiptoes, down, bend the knees. Notice how I'm not leaning forwards and I'm not leaning back. Keep that abdomen, keep that torso in a vertical position, so no hinging at the hips, no leaning forward, no leaning backwards. Imagine you're in between two panes of glass, and if you lean forwards or backwards, you're going to have to clean that glass. We don't want to have to do that. So just do a couple more. Really think about lifting up vertically. This is good for your balance and it also works the arches of your feet as well. And come back to your central position. We're going to do some side bends now. So this is going to work the waist and the side of the body. So take your right arm up to your right ear, tip that head to the left, and take that left hand down. Nice and sequential, come back up, over to the other side. Arm comes up, tip over, and bend down. Good. You want to make this sequential, so bone by bone, tipping through the spine, keeping that pelvis in neutral. Those hip bones face forward. Really creating a lovely curve with your spine. If that's too much for you, you don't have to do the arms. If you've perhaps got a shoulder niggle or adding the arms is too much weight, you can simply keep bending to the side. But I want you to imagine that you're tipping water out of your ear as you go over. Get rid of that water, come back up. Arm comes back up, last time. And really use those side muscles to pull you back up to your starting position. We're going to do a roll down now. This is going to mobilize your spine in flexion. So take a breath in to prepare. And exhale, nod that head, coming down, down, down. Let those arms hang loose in front of you. Flexing the spine, that means bending the spine, and then gently roll back up, bone by bone, sequentially. Go again. Take that breath in. Exhale, nod the head, keeping space between your chin and your chest. Just gently allow your shoulders to start to hang, and gravity is going to help you come down. But use your tummy muscles, your centering, to control the move. Make it sequential. Coming back up. Opening up the hips first of all, then the tummy, the chest, the shoulders, the neck, and the head pops back on last. From the side, this is what it looks like. You're taking your breath in to prepare. Exhale, gently, bone by bone, float over. Imagine there's a big beach ball and you don't want to touch it. So really bring that navel in towards you. Use your centering to support your spine. Let those arms hang nice and long and rebuild sequentially. You can do this in your own time. You don't have to do it as fast as me. Breath in. You're moving on the out breath. Be sequential now. Really think about getting that bend in your whole spine, not just the top, but in your lumbar, that small of your back as well. Coming back up in your own time. just do one more together. Breath in. Exhale, roll down. Nice and slowly. Let those arms hang like a zombie. No tension in the shoulders. Just let them hang loose in their arm socket. Breath in. Exhale. Come up strong. Rebuild, rebuild through the pelvis, through the tummy. Turn those tummy muscles on. Support that spine as you pop everything back on the top. Well done. We're going to work the spine in rotation now. So you can have your arms either in that Cossack position or in a prayer position, wherever feels good for you today. So I'm going to have my arms straight in front of me like that. Taking that breath in. Exhale, turn my head first, then the neck, then the shoulders, then the ribs. Breath in here. Exhale, bring those ribs and tummy back. Shoulders come last, head comes in. Breath in, other way. Turn the head first, turn the shoulders, turn the ribs. Breath in here. Exhale, bring those ribs back round. Bring everything back round slowly and sequentially. Exhale, turn that head first. Breathing in. Exhale, come back round. Make sure those hips stay forward at all times. So this area here doesn't move. Below the waist stays nice and still. Breath in. In your own time. Staying tall, twisting spine, breathing in. Exhale, really think about those lower ribs coming back round. Breath in. And exhale, take those hands down. We're going to work the toes now in a Mexican way. So this can be a little bit tricky and it's a bit of mind-body connection as well. So do think about it. Might take a few goes for you to find that coordination. Lift up just your big toe. And then as you move along the toes, the other ones all come back up. So all of your toes are now off the ground. The pads of your feet are still on the ground, and so are your heels. Then place the little toe back down, and all the other ones, big toe down last. There you go again. So big toe comes up first, pops up to say hello, and then all the others follow. So now none of my toes are on the floor. Little toe down first, followed by the others. You might find it easier to do one foot at a time, so I'm going to work just my right now. Big toe pops up, and all the others. Try not to watch your feet. All the toes come back down, big toe down last. Other side, big toe, and all his little friends come up to join him. Little toes come down one by one. Let's go again one more time. Don't worry if this is a little bit of a mind game for you. That's fine. It takes a little bit of time. And all those toes come down last. But your feet are really important to work and segregate and isolate those toes in isolation. That's what gives you your balance and your power. I'm going to go down onto the mat now, so I just need to adjust the camera a little bit. You might want to pop a head cushion underneath your head. Perhaps in class your teacher has asked you to use a head cushion underneath your head, or perhaps it might just be more comfortable for you. I don't use one, but please do use a head cushion, rolled up towel, rolled up blanket, something like that. We're going to go down into supine, so we're going to lay down on the mat, on our backs, with our feet flat on the floor, your knees are bent, feet and knees are hip width apart, and just take a moment to settle yourself into this position. Your palms are down on the mat, nose is facing the ceiling. Now sink low into the mat, take that breath in and exhale. Really ground yourself. Feel the weight of your body melting down through the feet, through the pelvis. This is your pelvis here, where your hips are. Through the back of the ribs, just here. And through the head as well. Feel really heavy. First exercise, rib cage closure. This is going to mobilise the shoulders. So watch your demonstration and join in when you feel ready. Using my tummy muscles before we even start here to support my ribs falling in towards my hips and to keep that nice connection live. So you're going to take a breath in and take those arms above your head, behind your ears, and then reverse that move. Arms are coming back. So don't worry about the breath pattern if you find that confusing. Just breathe naturally through these exercises. Your arms don't need to reach the mat behind you, especially if you find that your lower back, your lumbar starts to arch off the floor. Use your abdominal muscles here to keep that rib to hip connection, to keep those abs live and to stop your spine and pelvis from moving. So just check in with yourself here. Is my spine trying to move while I move my arms up and down? Watch your wrist alignment as well. Those fingers should be in line with the wrists and your arms should have energy flowing through them as they go to and fro over your head. Last time. and pop your hands down. We're going to do some spine curls now. This involves us moving our spine off the mat, grounding our shoulders. So we're mobilizing the spine. You're going to take that breath in to prepare. Exhale, tilt the pelvis and lift that pubic bone up, 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 up. The spine will follow. And you're going to take a breath in here. Exhale, sequentially roll your spine back down onto the mat, settling the pelvis last. Breath in. Exhale, lift and tilt that pelvis up, 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 up. That's it. Try and get a lovely line between your knees and your hips. Coming back down now. Slowly wheel that spine. Think about every little bone coming down on its own. Settling. Breathing in. Exhale, lift up as high as you can manage, keeping those shoulder blades on the ground. That's what's anchoring you as you come back down in your own time, bone by bone. Think of your spine like a chain of pearls. You're taking each pearl on and off the mat, one by one. You're counting your string of pearls as you come on and off the mat. Good. Using your tummy muscles here to support that spine. Good. And to help lift you up, let's make this the last one today. Coming back down in your own time. We're going to do some curl-ups now. So you might want to remove that head cushion if you've used it. Otherwise, interlace the fingers behind your head. Your elbows should still be in your peripheral vision. And we're simply going to curl up. Think about that word curl. We're not coming up, we're curling up. So let's take a breath in. Exhale, curl round. Try and get your shoulders off the mat. And then come down nice and gently. It might just be that today you can only make a little curl up, just getting your head off the mat. That's good too. You're still working some of your spine. So breathing in to prepare. Exhale, curl up. Where you feel comfortable to, take a breath in at the top. And exhale, come back down. Breathing in. Exhale, curl up. Come down. So you're using your centering muscles here to support that spine. Keep those ribs to hips connected. Send those ribs towards your hips. Coming back down. We're going to do one more. Come back down. This time we're going to stay up in the curl up. So you're going to breathe in. Exhale, come up. And you're going to take one hand to your knee, replace it behind your head. Other hand to your knee, replace it by your head, and then come back down. Breathe in, exhale. Left hand first this time. So it's just going towards your knee. Come back in and curl back down. Come back up. Alternating which hand comes away first. And if you want to do more of these, then pause the video and take the time to do a few more of those. We're going to do some double knee folds now and work the lower abs. So keeping your arms nice and close by your side, you're going to take a nice breath in and lift that right foot off the floor. Your knee is now going to be over the top of your hips and your shin and foot are parallel to the ground. Now take another breath in and lift the other one alongside it, keeping space between your knees and between your feet. You're going to hold it here, using your lower abs from below your belly button-ish towards your pubic line, around your neckline. You're using those abs there to keep everything nice and still. Right foot comes back down, and then the left foot comes back down. Left foot up first this time, right foot joins it, and you're holding here. Left foot down first, right foot then comes down. Swap sides. So we're using our centering, we're using our abs to keep our spine and pelvis completely still. We want no movement at all from there. We're isolating the move in that hip socket as those legs are moving, and we're really loading that thigh into the pelvis, feeling that heavy weight there. So our abs are working really hard to keep everything else still. Let's do this one more time through, keeping space between our feet and our knees at all times. This works our abs really hard, but in a subtle way. Who knew that this was a good move for the abs? Last time. Try and remember which leg came up first. Good. We're going to do some leg slides now. So pop your hands on each of your hips And as we slide that heel away, use that connection in your pelvis and in your pelvic floor now to keep the pelvis and the spine completely still. This is another way to test the stability of your pelvis and the little muscles around it. So you're bringing that foot in and out. It might get caught on your mat or the carpet or the floor underneath, but just try your best to just slide that leg in and out. You see that I'm catching a little bit there with my grippy socks. Good, just going to do one more. Lovely. We're going to bolt together the double knee fold with the curl up now to do single leg stretch. So you're going to take a nice breath in to prepare. Exhale, come to that double knee fold. Like so. You're then going to come up in a curl up, hands on the outside of each of your shins. Your feet are together, but there's still space now between your knees. So space between your knees and your feet are together. You're in a lovely curl up, and you're simply going to start taking one leg away at a time and moving your hand onto the opposite leg. Can you see? So my knees are straightening out, and I'm just moving my hand across gently. It's loaded because you're in this curl up position. And I just want you to work through a few of these. So my centering, my spine is being supported by my abdominal muscles. And I'm just simply taking those legs in and out. You could do this a little faster if you feel in control, or you could really slow it down. Come down at any time you want to. Pause the video and do some more. Come down very safely. So your head comes down first. Your arms come down, and then your feet come down. It's important that you come out of every exercise as safely as you go into it. Let's go on to our tummies now. You might find that you want to have a little cushion or something underneath your pelvic region, depending on your body configuration as well. Sometimes people have a little cushion underneath their forehead or just around their bust area. It really depends on your makeup of your body. So we're going to start with Cobra Prep. So we're working your back into extension now. So I want you laying on your tummy, feet, legs roughly hip width apart, and your hands are up by your head. Your forehead is on the mat. You're going to take a breath in, exhale, roll that nose along the mat, and start extending the spine. Keeping your elbows on the mat, you then gently come back down. That's your first option today. Breathing in, exhale, roll that nose, up, 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 sequentially. Tummy's turned on, supporting that lower spine. Coming in. You might feel you want to progress the exercise to the full cobra. Breath in. Exhale, come up. And this time you lift your elbows off the mat. Coming up. And then you come back down. Your elbows coming down. And you tuck your head in. Breathing in. Exhale, roll that nose. Come up, 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 up. Really getting that extension in the spine. Come back down. Breath in. Exhale, roll that nose, up, 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 up. Holding at the top on an inhale, and you're going to exhale, come back down. Good job. You could, of course, as I say, keep those elbows down. You're still getting an extension. So work to the level that is best for your body today. And every day our bodies are different. So don't be surprised if one day it feels better than another. We're going to work on extending the lower body now. We're going to do star one. So pop your hands around your temples, okay? We're working the glutes, we're working the buttock. So have your legs a little bit further apart. Look how I've moved my legs further apart. My legs are completely on the ground. You keep your head where you are, so your head is on the ground, and you're just going to lift your right leg up, then down. Lift your leg left, up and down. You're alternating legs. Using your muscles to keep your pelvis still. It's not a big move. Take care that your knee isn't bending. You're going to do 6 on each side. The move needs to come from your bottom, okay? So use those glutes. It's a big muscle, it's a powerful muscle, but it can often struggle in this direction. So we're working on strengthening the extension of the hip, strengthening the glutes. Very nice. Good. Make this your last one. Keeping that head down. And just breathe naturally. Don't worry about the breath. And then let's come into our rest position. So onto your heels and stretch through. go on to our side now. So you do need to use your rolled up cushion, your towel, your blanket for this. We're going to start with oysters. Some of you might know this is a clam. So you set this up with your heels in line with your bottom, in line with your spine, knees are bent. Your lower arm is long on the ground, and use that cushion now to bring your head into comfortable neutral alignment. I want you all to lift up in the waist a bit so we have no saggy spines. You can pop your hands on your hip or have it in front of you for a little bit of balance. Feet stay together and just gently lift up that knee and close. Tummy muscles being used here to keep that pelvis completely still. We don't want to be rocking forwards or backwards. We're just opening that knee. Show me what's written inside your knee. I hope it's I love Pilates. Keep that going. We're going to do another 4. Keeping the pelvis as still as you can and keeping that lift in the waist. I'm terrible at counting, so there's probably only 1 more to go. Good. Lovely. Rest there. Now bring your knees in line with your hips, so you're sitting in like a chair position, and your feet are together and your ankles are underneath your hips. Top of your body stays completely still. Pop that hand in front of you and extend that leg so it's level with your hip. So that top leg is now out straight down to the floor as if you were standing on it. Point those toes and you're simply going to start doing little circles. Now I can't see what you're doing, but make sure that circle is working behind the body as much as it's working in front of the body. We're working the leg in circumduction, but it's important that you're not working here, okay? Don't have that leg where you can see it. It's really here. It's in line with the spine. So if you can, have a friend or family member or look in the mirror to check that some of your foot is going behind your body. Some of that leg needs to extend the hip. Extend. Let's do 2 more. 1, 2, and change direction. We can go both ways. Now, in terms of the size of the circle, it's really what you can control. Lift through the waist. Some of you might be doing teacup size circles. You might be doing a dinner plate, big pizza plate perhaps. You work at the level that is good for your body today. Okay, let's make that last one. Pop that leg on top of the other. Give that hip a rub. And let's swap sides. Good. So line those heels up in line with your bottom, your knees are bent, you're laying down. Bottom arm is long underneath you and shove a cushion, towel, blanket underneath you, underneath your ear. And you're simply going to now lift up in the waist. We don't want saggy spines, we want that nice neutral alignment, and start opening and closing that knee. Feet stay together on those internal borders and you're opening and closing. Very normal to find one side easier than the other, but keep that pelvis still. Don't rock forwards, don't rock back. We want those hips stacked. We're going to do another 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bring those knees up. So now your feet are in line with the knees. Send that top leg behind, down, so as if you're standing. And now start your circles. So remember, we want some of that circle to be going on behind you. Good. Lift through the spine, don't forget. You could have your hand here to check out what's going on, or in front of you, but keep that pelvis as still as you can. Move that head of the femur, the top of the thigh, all by itself. Change direction. So it's the thigh bone controlling the move, with those muscles in and around the hip facilitating that joint, that bone moving. Good. If you're starting to fatigue, pause at any time. Good. Last circle, and then bring that leg on and give yourself a little rub on the outer hip there. We've worked hard. Good. Okay, what are we going to do next? We are going to be doing some work in seated. So I want you to now just sit in long frog. If you want to sit on a block, you can, or perhaps on another cushion, if you find sitting like this uncomfortable. We're going to do bow and arrow. Palms face each other. You're going to turn your head to the right, bend that elbow out wide. Palm comes towards your armpit. Straighten the arm, swoop it back round. So it's rotation here of the spine. Breath in. Exhale, bend that elbow, palm to the armpit, straighten the arm, bring it back round. Watch you're not leaning back. Breath in, exhale. Breath in, exhale. Sweep it, breath in, exhale. Breath in, straighten the arm. And exhale, sweep it back round. One more to the left. Nice job. Good. That's all we're going to do in seated. We're going to stand up now and do some more work in standing. So let me just adjust this camera. Good. We're going to do a little bit of work on our balance, okay? So standing off the mat, you can rise your left foot as much as you want to. You could have the foot up here, the leg up here rather, or you could be working with it down here. Be close to a wall, chair, worktop, kitchen table, wherever you need to be. But let's just start circling that ankle in one direction and then the other direction. Good. And you're going to point like a ballerina. Now pull the toes up. Point like a ballerina, pull the toes up. So we're working the muscles on the front and the back of that lower leg. Good. Other side. Keep those hips facing forward. Start circling the ankles. Circle, circle. Other way. That's it. Very nice. Good. I can hear some little creaks and crackles. That's fine. Point the toes like a ballerina. Pull the toes up. Point. Up. Try not to look at your feet. Focus on something in front of you. Point. Up. We're going to do some arm circles now. So pop those feet back together, roughly hip width apart. You're going to take your palms behind your body first of all and just start circling the arms. We're going to do 4 in each direction. Watch that spine and pelvis stays completely still. Good. Now the other direction. So you're taking the arms in front of you, ooh, and then behind. So the arms are going 4 direction this way. Lovely. Really let that open up. Now you're going to do 1 arm in each direction. This is very good for that coordination. Good. Other way for those arms. This is your concentration. Lovely job. Good. We're just going to do a few neck rolls to finish. So just take your head and look over your left shoulder. Bring it back round to centre now. Looking at the right. Bring it back through centre, over the left, stand tall, really elongate that spine. Good. Last time over the left. Tummy muscles turned on, you can still work your abs even in standing. And head back to the centre, good. Wriggle those fingers, wriggle those toes, wriggle the wrists around in each direction, and there we go. You can, of course, pause that at any time, but if any of the exercises make you feel uncomfortable or you're just not sure about them, then please do stop what you're doing. Nothing should ever feel painful, but you sometimes might just feel a little bit tight, but we're working on your mobility. We've done all the planes of motion there, and I hope you've enjoyed the class. Any questions, do just ping the team a message, and I'll see you another time. Thank you.